respect for your worthless fucking life that I take with this buck knife to your neck that I break with no remorse that I show you as I slice you in half. Let me get this straight, because you're gay. You thought you could just step to me and not get slayed with this blade I used to mutilate you? Well, it's too late to beg for your life. Do you deserve to die? I'll be the judge of that as I splatter your brains and your lifeless remains with a sledgehammer. Loved ones who try to get in the way will die slayed and left to rot to death boneless. All you're gonna hear is the sound of thunder rumbling like the sounds of these keyboards when you get found with barbed wire wrapped around your neck with your heart ripped out of your chest like the ending scene of Rambo's Last Blood. Piss on your corpse after I splatter you to death, showing you no remorse, no respect or empathy for the pathetic enemy I dismember before I piss on your corpse. I'm your judge and your jury, sentencing you to death when I murder you, and I'll also piss on your corpse. Here it is, another track for you to die to when I fracture you. It's a must that I murder you, because I'll feel better at your expense when your life ends splattered in gory remains. I get the most pleasure in this high measure of murderous pain you die in. It's something that bitches don't understand, the pleasure I get from watching you die by my hands that snapped your neck after beating you to death. I play chess, slay you when I stab you in the chest before the neck while you play checkers. There's no rule in the book that says I have to play fair when I slay you and leave you leaking no air when I strangle you. When I commit the act of murder, the ultimate sin, I make sure it was well worth it, because it is when I murder you. I love to kill, seeing you rot in a stove. Your life is over in the oven. Your organs have been uncovered and feasted on by rats. I'll make a fur coat out of your murdered skin that contains your slit throat. You best believe as you rest in pain, I expect the worst from the enemy whose veins I'll burst, dismember, and snack the neck of. With no love, you'll be shoved in front of an oncoming train. Every song I write is gonna have someone you love getting murdered in a fight. You're gonna go from a wannabe to lunch for the vultures. I love seeing the look on your face when I punch it. The look of defeat that reflects from your vision when I break your neck precisely is more priceless than Edward Furlong's reaction when I told him about that cold line that involves murdering a couple that's in trouble. When I press the accelerator faster than Derek Vineyard's foot on the back of the thief's cracked skull. A lot of you sorry-ass rappers and comedians think you're controversial until you hear a motherfucker like me. I'm merciless when I burst a slug in your chest manually. Burn you alive when I press on that open patch of flesh on your chest with my thumb, dumb motherfucker. People assume that I was doomed to failure because I grew up listening to speed metal, when really there's a loser section in every culture. As long back as I can remember, I remember when the Lord blessed me with what society would call the devil's music, when I heard my first Ozzy Osbourne, Venom, and Motorhead riffs that I ripped you apart over. Now demons from hell are having a swell, good, bloody time moshing, fighting, slam dancing, and stage diving to my music like a Cro-Mag show, while Satan DJs to them a variation of my tracks to crack skulls to. I'll stab you in the skull and dismember you and feed your remains to the vultures. I gotta stress as I stab you in the chest, adding pressure to your cranium when I jab, punch, and murder you in this hunt. It's me once again, the murder fiend that's out to win when I sin under the sun, when I skin you alive with this butcher knife that takes your life when I maim you. No matter how much hate I get, I'll still stay in the game until I'm dead, maiming you with these deadly lyrics. The Fact is, none of y'all were ever on my level, even when I was unknown for the bones I've shattered. Y'all don't have the required capability to be violent to leave a motherfucker leaking in silence with a buck knife. Trespass against me, motherfucker, I'm never grabbing a gun to hunt you, cunt. I'll stab you with the knife that takes your life and it won't haunt me. I'll take a gunshot to the chest and in the face just so I could waste your worthless fucking life that you already wasted without a 12 gauge. Gouge your eyes out with this dagger I used to plunge in your cunt mother's tits. Ironic that I just took a piss before spitting this verse about pissing on your corpse. Piss on your corpse after I splatter you to death, showing you no remorse, no respect or empathy for the pathetic enemy I dismember before I piss on your corpse. I'm your judge and jury, sentencing you to death when I murder you, and I'll also piss on your corpse.